put this knife in my pocket here, okay? I'm going to put my thumb in there. I'm going to put my finger right here on where the clasp is. Okay, I'm going to pull it up. You heard it snap there maybe. Once it snaps out, I'm going to turn it away from me. Obviously, I can't open it into my side, right? I'm going to turn it away from me. Okay, now, if you've watched some other videos, there's a couple people that do it like this, and some people do it completely wrong, okay? Don't do this. You don't need to do this. Don't do this big old flicking motion. You don't need to do that, okay? This is just a regular folder knife. It's not spring operated or anything like that. It's just straight, this. Now, here's what I want you to do. It's in the pocket. You're gonna just reach your thumb in there. It's loose. I don't put it in a spot where it's real hard to get out. It's not very tight. Okay, I've got a little bit of play here. I put my thumb in there. I'm gonna grab the clasp, pull it out at the hip, turn, and you don't need to make any big, huge wrist movement. Okay, when you make this kind of movement, if somebody goes to kick this hand or something like that, there's a good chance you're going to drop it, okay? You want to maintain good control. That's the whole thing. You don't want to get it taken away from you either. So once you pull it out, you got it in your hip. Now watch. That's all I want you to do, okay? I've closed it. You don't need any big wrist movement, all right? Now, I've worked this knife out quite a bit, and it's a little loose, but it doesn't matter. I can take a brand new knife just like this, and I can open it just with my thumb, okay? You've got that little bump. There's a little bump on the knife, a little part that's raised up there, and that's for your thumb, okay? That's for your thumb. Well, you're pushing away. You're pushing away like this, all right? And that's how you should properly deploy it. So if I step back, if he's getting close to me like this, okay, and maybe he has something like that, first of all, I don't want him to get this close. We talked about the zones. Same thing. If you've got a weapon here, you're going to drop that back. You're not going to, it doesn't make any sense to put this hip forward, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my foot back. Okay, this is my weapon side. I'm going to drop it back, very common. I'm going to take this knife out of my pocket, and I want the tip of my knife to be pointing at him as soon as it can, all right? So when I pop it out, then I'm just kind of coming along, whatever. Jared starts coming in. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to drop back, and once I deploy my knife, he's real close, okay? But once I get this weapon out, he might back off or something like that. Now, naturally, he just backed off. I didn't tell him to do that, which is good for me, right? And maybe good for him because he doesn't want to get cut. But once you are drop your primary side back, deploy your knife. Once you're in there, then you can switch to an offensive stance. To get to this, he's going to have to, most likely he's going to want to reach it for this, okay? It would be kind of awkward for him to use that other hand and come and get me here. So he's going to want to use that hand, he can do whatever he wants, but I'm just telling you. He would have to then step in back, he'd have to make a big movement to take it. And then I'm ready, if we're having a distance, if we got a distance here, okay, if he was that far away, that's when I want to deploy this. If he comes in close, if he catches me off guard, I need to do something that buys me time. Okay, I can bring my rear foot and I can give him a real big shin kick right across here. Okay, and if I can push him back, I can deploy the knife, and then I'm ready.